Sarah Morgan had earned a reputation as a daring journalist, unafraid to venture into the unknown. After her experience in Eldridge Hollow, she felt a renewed sense of purpose. This time, she received an anonymous tip about strange occurrences in the Blackwood forest, a dense and ancient woodland that locals claimed was haunted. Intrigued, Sarah packed her gear once more and set out for Blackwood. The forest was notorious for its twisting paths and towering trees that seemed to reach into the sky, creating a canopy that blocked out the sun. As she parked her car at the edge of the forest, a shiver ran down her spine, but she dismissed it as excitement. With her camera in hand, Sarah entered the forest, the sounds of nature surrounding her. The crunch of leaves underfoot and the distant call of birds created a symphony of the wild. However, as she ventured deeper, the atmosphere changed. The air grew heavy, and an eerie silence fell, broken only by the occasional rustle in the underbrush. After walking for a while, Sarah stumbled upon an old crumbling stone structure, half buried in vines. It looked like a forgotten chapel, its once proud spire now a twisted silhouette against the sky. Curiosity piqued, she approached, noticing strange symbols carved into the stones. As she explored the chapel, she discovered a series of paintings depicting forest spirits and ancient rituals. One painting, in particular, caught her attention. It illustrated a ceremonial gathering with figures dressed in flowing robes surrounded by ethereal beings. A sense of unease washed over her as she felt the eyes of the painted figures watching her. Suddenly, a soft whisper echoed through the chapel. "Help us." The voice was faint, yet it reverberated within her, pulling at her heartstrings. Sarah's instincts kicked in. She knew she couldn't ignore it. She followed the sound deeper into the forest, her heart racing with anticipation. As she walked, the trees seemed to close in around her. The whispering grew louder, a symphony of voices blending together, guiding her forward. Eventually, she arrived at a clearing where the trees parted to reveal a tranquil glade. In the center stood a large stone altar, covered in moss and surrounded by flowers that glowed faintly in the dim light. On the altar lay an ornate box, intricately carved and adorned with gemstones that shimmered in the muted light. Compelled by a force she couldn't explain, Sarah reached out to touch it. As her fingers brushed the surface, a surge of energy shot through her, and the whispers crescendoed into a frantic chorus. "Free Us." From the darkness. Suddenly, the air thickened, and shadows began to swirl around the clearing. From within the darkness emerged a figure, a tall, cloaked presence with piercing eyes that glowed like embers. It spoke, its voice deep and echoing. "You dare disturb the peace of the forest?" Taken aback, Sarah steadied herself. "I heard your call. I want to help," she replied, her voice unwavering. The figure laughed darkly, the sound reverberating through the trees. "Help? This forest has been cursed for centuries. Those who enter seldom leave." Unfazed, Sarah took a step forward. "But the spirits are suffering. They need to be freed." The figure's expression shifted slightly, a flicker of interest sparking in its eyes. "You seek to challenge the curse?" it asked, the shadows swirling around it in a menacing dance. "Very well. If you're truly willing to confront the darkness, you must first uncover the truth hidden within the forest." With that, the figure vanished, leaving Sarah alone in the glade. Determined, she began to search the area for clues, her mind racing with possibilities. She noticed a series of stone markers around the clearing, each etched with the same symbols she had seen in the chapel. As she studied them, she began to understand. They told a story of a pact made between the forest spirits and the townsfolk long ago. The pact had been broken when greed and fear overtook the hearts of the people, leading to a curse that trapped the spirits within the forest, unable to return to the realm of light. Realizing that the only way to lift the curse was to restore the pact, Sarah set off deeper into the forest, guided by the symbols. Each step felt like a journey through time, the whispers of the spirits encouraging her to keep going. She discovered more shrines, each revealing fragments of the story, the trust that had been broken, the balance that had been disturbed. Eventually, she found herself at the heart of the forest, where a massive ancient tree stood. Its trunk was gnarled, and its roots twisted into the ground like serpents. This was the tree of spirits, the source of the forest's power. As she approached, she could feel its energy pulsating, and the whispers crescendoed into a song of hope. Sarah placed her hand on the trunk, closing her eyes. "I restore the pact between the forest and its spirits," she declared, her voice steady. "Let us heal the wounds of the past." In that moment, the shadows gathered around her, swirling faster and faster. The forest erupted in a whirlwind of energy, and the air crackled with magic. The spirits emerged from the darkness, their forms glowing with ethereal light, surrounding her in a protective embrace. "Thank you, brave soul," they whispered, their voices harmonizing. "You have restored our hope." As the light enveloped the clearing, Sarah felt a warmth spread through her. The ancient curse shattered, releasing the spirits from their prison. They ascended toward the sky, shimmering like stars, leaving behind a renewed sense of peace in the forest. With the pact restored, Sarah opened her eyes to find the forest transformed. The darkness had receded, replaced by vibrant life. Sunlight filtered through the canopy, and the air was filled with the sweet scent of blooming flowers. As she made her way back through the forest, she felt a profound sense of fulfillment. The whispers that had once spoken of despair now sang songs of freedom and gratitude. Sarah knew she had uncovered something far greater than a story. She had become a part of the forest's legacy. When she finally emerged from Blackwood Forest, she took a deep breath of the fresh air, her heart light. She had faced the unknown and in doing so had restored balance to a world that had long been shrouded in darkness. With newfound purpose, Sarah drove away, ready to share the story of the whispers in the forest, a tale of redemption, courage, and the enduring power of hope.